Good afternoon, everyone. Trader Tim from eMiniMind.com doing a trade recap video for Thursday, the 17th of January, 2019. And today was a pretty significant day in that we have touched the full retracement short from highs to lows. Prior to that, we were sort of hanging around the 61.8. You can see yesterday's candle, sort of a bearish hammer, very small. And I liked a short below yesterday's low. And I want to talk about how I play situation where we have a gap down like we ended up today. And so in the meantime, I'm going to get rid of this little bit smaller short and just focus on the larger one, 26.43, 38, give or take. And if we go to the 30-minute chart, you can see this morning, actually I'm going to go to a 15, make it a little bit clearer. This morning we gapped down, and here's yesterday's price action, very tight range. And so I wanted to put on a short below yesterday's low. In a situation where we gap down, I will, instead of putting, I wait 15 minutes before placing my order. So instead of using yesterday's low as my entry point, I'll put it below the first 15-minute low. So if I'm looking to place a short below the low of the prior day and we gap down, I'll just wait for that first 15-minute bar to close and put my order below that. If that first bar is bearish, then great. It kind of confirms, okay, we're gapping down and we're moving down. And yeah, I might be getting in a little bit lower than I planned, and I'll just adjust my share size accordingly if I'm trading shares of stock. In a situation like today, we gapped down, but then we never went lower than the first 15-minute bar. So I just had my order sitting out there below just a couple of cents, and this was in the SPY, a few cents below that first 15-minute candle. We never went below that, so I never ended up getting in a trade. Now, because we hit the daily short above us, and you can see how quickly we sort of broke out of yesterday's high. We ran right to the short, then had an immediate sell-off. And so tomorrow, we may end up getting a gap down, and it may be a gap and go. And so I'll wait the first 15 minutes, and if we do gap, then I'll just put my order regardless, I suppose, if it's a gap or not. I always wait that first 15 minutes, to be clear. But if we don't gap, let's say we open up just sort of in the middle of today's range tomorrow, then I'll just put my short order a few cents below today's candle. If we gap down, then I'll wait 15 minutes, put my order a few cents below that first candle after it closes, and if we move lower, then it'll get me filled. The bigger reason I want to put on a short here is to kind of hedge. I put on some longer term long positions down here, and those have kind of made a solid run up. But with this low volume, I'm sort of expecting that we're going to get some sort of pullback down to this, at least retesting the 23.75 level, if not going lower at some point in the next couple of months. So it's more so a hedge to protect those longs, and if we keep going higher, then I won't put on the short. Now I had one trade today, and it came late in the day actually, something I don't usually do. This morning at the open, we had a pretty nice uptrend going, but then we got this this high tick over here at 17, and the ticks had opened up a little bit low and then sort of just moved to the zero line. Today they were moving in the same direction, up, as the ES was moving here, up this morning. And so when we had that high tick at highs, I wanted to see about a short here, but it never really set up. We came down to the halfway back of the day the long halfway back before the short traded, and so never really had any steam to the downside there. So I didn't end up taking a short there, but what I did do is I was keeping an eye on the markets all day, and as we started to inch closer to this 26.43, this daily short, I came over here and I was watching us come into that short, and we ended up making another high tick at one of these highs, 50s or 48, somewhere around there. We had a high tick that lined up with highs. And so having that a situation of high ticket highs, I took, and more importantly, really the daily short. So these are some pretty extreme levels. We ran straight to it, and then once we broke this swing low, I drew from high to low, put on a short here at 41s, and that was a really nice quick move to the downside. A lot of times short trades move a lot faster than long trades, so for that reason I probably prefer taking shorts. They just move faster. Came down, hit the negative 23% target. I ended up taking a little bit off down here. This was like a really quick move down in just a matter of a few seconds, and I started trailing my stop, and I got taken out, so I took off portion here at the negative 23, a little bit more down here at 26.3250s. That's nearly 10 points right there. And then the last bit, what I ended up doing, since that was such a big gain, I was pretty conservative with this last part of my position, and I just trailed this 60.18 up here. Then when we started breaking lows again, we had this double bottom, so I brought my stop above here on the double bottom. Then when we rolled over and made another new low, I moved my stop to here. And then as we started to come up, that's where I ended up getting taken out of the last bit. So also around 31s. So 10 points on that portion as well. So I mean I don't like to use the term amazing, incredible, but the retracement setups, if you're patient, if you're looking at the bigger time frames to get a reference point, and you're staying out of the chop, it becomes very, very clear. But you have to be able to look at the markets, trade the markets day in and day out. If you're not comfortable with it yet, trade on a sim account. You don't need to be trading live, learning something new live. And the more you familiarize yourself with the setups, you see them, working, or you see a situation like, today early where there wasn't a whole lot going on. Waiting for those setups to materialize at big levels can really send some good profits your way. So that Tuesday we had a 10-pointer, today was a 10-pointer, last Tuesday had a 10-pointer, all in the matter of just a few minutes. So I haven't been trading a ton yet, but just being patient and focusing my risk, putting on positions, risking capital at points where you have a pretty good shot of being right and getting enough of a reaction to get you a first target hit to reduce your risk on the trade, and then just manage the position by trailing your stop from there. So I hope there were a few little nuggets in there that you can take away, as well as sort of the swing trading potential short for tomorrow as well. So hope everyone has a great weekend. Live trading on Tuesdays. You can check that out, eminimine.com/VIP. Thanks everyone, and have a great night.